Okay, so one real quick thing before we get into it. I don't know when um next week's episode when I'm going to be able to record the video because I am going out of town on Friday, so it might be a 2 week break before I get to at least review. I might be able to watch it while I'm on vacation, but the review might be 2 weeks away from now. So that's gonna suck, but I'll try to put up something about it if I can, either that Monday or Tuesday, just depending. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. But get into this episode. If we go by, plot, building up a character, uh, overall enjoyment, like this is probably a top 5 episode for me. This was a very good episode in my opinion, and it did what I've been screaming about for 3 months, whatever, 4 months, whatever it's been since basically the series started. Build up other characters besides Don Red and now the Sixth Ranger, Don Dragon, and they are doing that. Finally, we got a whole episode centered around Blue. The other Rangers, well, okay, Yellow was in this. We'll talk about Yellow. She's gonna have her own episode next week too, which is why I'm kind of sad that I might not be able to get it up a review for 2 weeks because we're going back to that manga plot, which I thought was really good. But anyway, so basically 80% of the episode was about Blue. We got a lot of information, a lot of character building, which again I'm so happy about because they're finally doing this. Obviously, we're 21, 22 episodes in. It took this long. And, they already introduced the Sixth Ranger, and we're getting, upgraded forms and whatnot. And, by 30, probably 35, somewhere in there, we're going to get, probably, I don't know if Don Red's going to get the super form or whatever. But we're going to, obviously have a third form coming up here in like 10, 15 episodes, something like that. So, we're getting to the point where we're almost halfway through, and there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and a lot of stuff they can do, and they're finally doing it, and I'm so happy. So again, I'm rambling on, but it just was really good. So we start out with before the intro, we get this movie. I get it's like a movie thing. It was kind of filmed like a Japanese style 80 movie, 70s movie, something like that. And they had, I guess he's a famous ramen maker, actor, something like that. He didn't really do much, but they didn't really show much. And then we get to Don Blue's going around helping kids out because they kicked, they got some leg. This ball flew in the air, went over in the middle of the lake, and Don Blue popped up and kicked it back. And these two guys, which I thought we were going in a totally different direction in this episode because we see these two guys notice like, oh my god, like that he just transformed. Like the kids didn't notice, but these adults notice like, oh, like he's a superhero. And so I thought, okay, we're gonna go down the route of, people are gonna notice, they're probably gonna take pictures, and maybe we get one of these, celebrity episodes where it's like, oh yeah, I'm letting the power go to my head. Instead, we got a kidnapping, and there was 2 kidnappings in this episode. 2 separate kidnappings. So I guess Japan just loves to do kidnapping episodes because we've already had 3 or 4 of them in this series. So we get two more in one episode. So he gets kidnapped, taken to this warehouse, and there's a lot of questions. He's like, why are you asking me for something that I don't have? I don't even know what you guys want from me and whatnot. And then suddenly this car bursts through. It's this boxes that are set up. And the guy goes, get in. And Don Blue's still tied up and whatnot. He's like, just get in. Come on, let's go. And he's like, okay, well, boom. Breaks the, it ends up being noodles. Basically, I don't want to call them dry noodles, but they're not doughy noodles either. So it's kind of like an in-between stage for noodles being made. So they're kind of holding, that's what was holding them. So he eats one, jumps in, they run away, and we find out, and again, this is where a lot of plot comes in. We find out before the intro that there was predecessors, senpais, whatever you want to say. There has been, and I'm skipping over to after the intro, there's been 5,000 people before our current team. Now, I don't know if Don Red is included in that. Like, if it's only like the other 4, because obviously Don Red's from another world. So I don't know if 5,000 of yellow, black, blue, and pink, or if red is included in that. They didn't really go into that. They just said that there was 5,000 people. They didn't give a timeline, but basically in the past, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, like they don't say a timeline of how long it's been, but 5,000 of them that we find out. And the guy that we meet that saves Don Blue is one of those people. So then we get the intro. We find out that we get this one line from Don Red that goes, yeah, everyone else kind of failed. Well, Kaito basically says, everyone else kind of, failing at it. He didn't really meet any of them because they end up just losing the power right away. And Don Red's like, oh yeah, these guys over here, like they're very good. They're very good comrades. Kind of picking them up and whatnot. So they all kind of cheer up. Obviously, Don Black is not there because he still has his own story going on, which I'm still... But, hopefully they come back to his storyline in 2-3 episodes down the line. And I want... Just meet, please! Just get the whole team together, please! But, the 3 of them are like, oh, hey, like, there's praise from Don Red and whatnot. And so, then we get this little thing of... Don Yellow gets kidnapped by the evil brown ranger, evil orange ranger, whatever. And we find out that he doesn't know she's a Don brother, first of all, but he loved her manga. He didn't understand that, like, she calls herself retired, but he didn't understand, like, didn't know about the plagiarism or whatever, and just says, like, hey, what you wrote, like, I loved, and he does this, like, little, like, weird dance thing and whatnot. And, he's like, yeah, I want to feel that, what I felt in my heart, in my body, I want to feel that again, so you're drawing more of your manga. And so, she spends the episode, except for when she gets called to fight, which, he doesn't see. But, she spends the episode basically drawing stuff, and he's like, oh, you know what, this is terrible. Like, what is this? Like, I feel nothing. I don't want to dance to this. I don't feel any enjoyment from this. Like, what are you doing? Which, again, he doesn't know that she plagiarized off of someone else's work, so that's why he should be finding someone else to kidnap. Promoting kidnapping. You got the wrong guy. Anyway, so in between those short little segments, we go back to Don Blue. I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna just talk quickly about the Torbai. I think it's Don Torbai. Whatever. The other spirit, other entity in Don Dragon, who now controls his body, shows up to... I guess I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was going after Masumi, Don Purple, or if he was going after the Bestial, and he knew about the Bestial. That was not explained. But he shows up. Don Purple shows up to help, basically, the little minion things and whatnot, to basically save their lives. So that means the Bestials are on a different... They don't agree with, what these other people are doing. They don't like, these minions and whatnot. Then so the Bestial ends up eating them and gets away. And we get, Don Tiger fights Don Purple. And before the fight starts, Don Purple's like, Mother, why do I fight? Why do I need to fight and whatnot? And she basically says, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Just fight. Ends up fighting, again, Don Dragon. Torbai is so hard to remember, so I'm just going to say... Or not Don Dragon, sorry. I'm going to say Tiger. I'm going to say that it's so much easier to remember than Torbai. And so, they fight. He runs away, and Don Tiger is still in control of the body, and he feels sorrow. I guess you can feel emotions when he fights someone. I guess spirit entity stuff. So there's that. And then that's never expanded upon. But again, that's just another little segment in between this Blue storyline here. So basically, the Blue storyline is he meets up with the guy at a ramen shop. He has his imaginary bowl of noodles, which is just, air, but he sees noodles, he sees food, which I don't know how he's technically living because he's not, like, I don't know how your organs can. I don't know. This is why it's a show and not real life, because I'm pretty sure this guy would be dead. Because they're insinuating that he has not eaten for years. Who knows if he's had water for years? I guess, it's easy to find a stream out in the woods and whatnot where he lives. So maybe he's had water, but they basically insinuating that he hasn't, like, eaten in a long time. So, he's eaten the imaginary ramens, and the predecessor's like, well, what the heck? Like, you're a strange guy. So they go up and talk on a roof. We find out that, the predecessor guy basically used the powers for himself rather than good. So, he would win a race. He would throw a shot put ball. He threw it. It was it was very far. He broke one of those light poles. That's the best way to describe it. Like, it lights up a field. Like, he broke one of those and threw it way over there. So damage is he got girls with his powers by showing off and brought them up to rooftops and whatnot. And so, we find out, again, he used that for him rather than good. The guys that were chasing him are ramen shop owners, or, well, at least the old guy is, and the rest of them are, workers, or I guess you could say sons, because I guess it's like a family restaurant, so I guess there is sons and grandsons and whatnot helping out. So, they end up going in there, and we get this exchange where the old man wanted a autograph from the guy at the very beginning in the movie who never does autographs, and the guy wanted this secret sauce. So, instead of making it, he's going to just leech off of someone else for the secret sauce. And so they get his stuff. He finds out, he dips his pinky in there, and it's like, nope, that's fake. The old man finds out that he got a fake autograph of someone else's name. If make a fake autograph, at least have the first and last name of the same guy. Don't put someone else's last name on there. Like, what are you doing? What? I don't know. I don't know how we didn't know it his first second, but it took him like 5 minutes to realize that it's a fake signature. So they get all mad and whatnot about that, and then Don Blue uses his imaginary powers to. He pokes him in the middle of the head, sends him in their head, I guess, to a desert, and they, start feeling dry throat. They start sweating because it's, very hot. The sun's, coming down on them and whatnot while they're in the desert. So they're imagining being in the desert, and it's working. So again, I don't think that's. I've never tried. So maybe there is. Maybe you can actually do that in real life. I don't know. It's more believable than, not eating for years. At least to me. Like, you can kind of imagine it. They have their eyes closed and whatnot. So then, Don Blue's like, okay, well, there's a one water bottle. One of you pick. And the old man's like, okay, you know what? Forget the autograph. I'm going to just go. I'm going to take that. And he leaves the room, goes outside the shop to drink the water for some reason. I don't know why. Basically, it gets him off screen. Is what it does. So then the predecessor is like, okay, well, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do. And he's like, okay, fighting you is going to give me all my answers for some reason. And so Don Bluth's like, okay, we're good. Let's fight. And so, he lets the greed consume him. They fight for literally... It's literally... This felt like one of the shortest fights in this series so far. So they start fighting. They go outside the shop to fight. Everyone else pops up, and obviously the Green Monster's like, "Hey, I'm not trying to fight you guys. I just want to fight Don Blue. Like, that's all I'm trying to do." And so Don Blue transforms into his Robotaro form, and we get this really weird cut. Like, it almost felt like there's supposed to be more in this episode, and they had to cut out some of the fight. because we see him transform in his Robotaro form. He does this one like smash, like Hulk smash, and you know, pops up all these rocks, kind of gets debris in the monster's face and whatnot. And there's this jump cut to them all combined into the Robotaro. Again, it felt like there was something in between the scenes that just got cut out for some weird reason, because it was a really weird jump cut, and it made no sense. It didn't really fit with the fight, so maybe down the line, maybe we find out that there was more to this fight and that they had to cut out, because you know they have it's like 23 minutes per episode. It's half an hour. It's what, you know, but 7 minutes of commercials. So that we get that, they fight. And they basically beat him up in like two slashes. Like they're guarding, they get the, you know, flick the sword off. He tries to come in for another attack, and they just go boop, hit him with the purple, hit him again, and episode ends. Well, we get, you know, obviously there's the little ending thing with he goes to this ramen shop, and you know, the guy's there, has his own ramen shop now. But that's how the fight ends. It's just, okay, well, we're all together, so it's just slice and dice, and we're done. no Megazord battle or anything. And, yeah, we get the little ramen shop thing at the very end, and then we get the preview, which, again, is basically going to cover... I don't know if it's the same time, because again, we got episodes of we got parts of this episode with Don Yellow in it, but we see her back in this wherever they are, wherever she's been kidnapped. And there's a bear in there. There's like a costume bear person in there now in the preview. You know, she writes more of a manga. Then she's gonna get a power up form now. Which is probably the Lupin Ranger powers, because there's like a mask, and I think she has like a cape or something. I'll put a picture up. I believe she has like a cape or something, and there's like red parts on like her shoulders. Again, kind of stuff was done to her helmet and whatnot. So it's my guess is the Lupin powers is what she's gonna unlock or whatever. So again, we'll see. I might try to get something out next week. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It sucks, but again, I'll try. I will really try to do something. Otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks from now where we talk about this episode and the next episode. For now, like the video, share the video around, subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.